Please choose a screen and subtitle language. English. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Yes, I have. Please slide the slider with until the computer is barely visible. For me, it's like around here. Like there. Please enter the current time. It is 10:40. I'll do 10:50. That's 9. Yeah, 10:50. Okay. What's going on, everybody? My name's RAMMY 2000, and today I'm returning to the Stanley Parable. I didn't realise, but I just went on Steam, and there was a new version called the Ultra Deluxe Edition, and there's meant to be extra content. I've already played the Stanley Parable on the channel, but I wanted to return to it and do the extra content because I really enjoyed the game before. So, yeah, let's just get straight into it. I don't think it's saved my save, because I think they're two different games. God, it's really nice to be back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right. I think the extra content is here. But I'm just going to go through and get some of the endings, so then I can get to that point.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
what's the
he
quickest
entered the
endings?
door on his left. This was not
Probably
the correct
this
way
way.
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, so if you want to see all the endings, I think I got all the endings. I'm not entirely sure. I think I got most of the endings. If you want to see most of the endings of the Stanley Parable, the original Stanley Parable, then there will be a link in the description to the playlist of all 5 parts that I did like a year ago. There is also... I'll also put the playlist at the end of the video with the outro. But this is strictly for the new content. So if you want to see the new content, great. If you're here to see the different endings, then go watch the playlist that I already have on the channel. I think the best way to do it, because I think I need to finish a couple of endings to get to unlock it. So I'm going to jump down here.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay, so I just went for a couple of endings, and I have now gotten to a point where, yeah, it says new content. So this is where the video is pretty much going to start. So yeah, let's go. New content.
Oh, new content?
Yes.
What does that mean, new content?
Not sure, we'll have to find out. Okay.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
You're welcome.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yes.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Yep.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Nice.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Hello?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right,
Oh,
finally,
okay.
at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, new content. You get new content, and I get free content. It's a win-win.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Let's see. It's the jump circle.
The jump circle, yeah. Jump. Jumps remaining 36. Oh my god. It's revolutionary. You can jump. In the Stanley Parable before, if you haven't played the game, you can't jump. And you get an achievement on Steam if you try and jump and it says you can't jump. So yeah, this is definitely new content. I'm jumping. What happens if I go down to 0? Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't jump anymore. Okay. Is that it?
Is that it?
Oh yeah.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Well, yeah, there better be, otherwise this ain't going to be a video.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
Yeah.
It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Nope.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Okay. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley?
This can't be
This
a
is
video then. What the
happens when
fuck?
greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What
Yeah, that's
quality
the one on
assurance
Steam.
department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks.
What?
Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
That can't be the new content. Right? Okay. I was going to say, that can't be the new content, otherwise there's no video that I can't upload that, because it's way too short. Okay, so this seems...
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Okay. New content! It better be new content. You better give me new content.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well,
Yes.
it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone.
Oh,
It's
wow.
where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Don't forget the Stanley Parable.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory
the
Zone
ending.
remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Yeah. What was I playing back in 2013? Oh, that's a tricky one. I think it was Minecraft. I think it was like 1.6 or something in Minecraft. What else was there in 2013 that I was playing? I think Infamous Second Son came out in 2013. That might have been a little bit later though. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I played the Stanley Parable. And I think... I don't know. I think I was playing Portal back then as well. Stanley Parable. Yeah, that's the original page. The original remake. Yeah. So, before the Stanley Parable, this version, the remake, there was another version which was built in the same engine as Half-Life and Portal. And then they remade it into an actual game. Good times. It's won awards, yeah. Smile because it happened. A trip down memory lane. A dollar bill. That's the demo. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement, yeah. Don't play for 5 years. I don't have that achievement yet because it was only a year ago. But slowly getting there. Nominee. New game, new video game releasing today. Is this an actual New York Times? October 17th, 2013. Yeah, it might be actually. I'm not sure. Huh. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. 431. I'll have to remember that. Maybe that's like a secret thing as well. In loving memory of little Stanley. Oh, it's like a little hamster. It is a hamster. Aww. That must have been like the production pet or something.
Je suis dans la mémorisation.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing.
I wouldn't
It's
say
no games
that.
at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Yeah. What's in here? The adventure line. Yeah, I remember the adventure line. When we played Minecraft. Yeah, I remember that. That, I think that's an Easter egg. So if you try and cheat, that's the cheating room. Portal, yeah. One of my favorite games of all time. Yeah, that's all the same. What's down here? You can't go in there. The memory zone maintenance. Two little figurines. Person of the year. Stanley, but it's all blurred out. How they made the game. It's pretty cool. The end is never the end.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They didn't need new content. But it's nice that they did do new content, because now I can come back and do this. The serious room, yeah, there we go. That's the cheating room. I think that's from the demo. I did some research after I played the game, so I know a lot of this stuff already.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But
Game
I
on
wouldn't
Mac.
give to go back, to have it all over again.
Can't go in there. Oh, that's not open, okay.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God,
Reviews.
no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in
The
years.
toxic
I can't
the
even
toxic
imagine
reviews.
what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Nope. It's from Steam. Oh, this is really cool. Okay.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Jesus.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
But these negative
What's this one got to
reviews
say?
are like one and far between.
Stop doing anything, so the narrator
These are
can
just
catch
like
up
one-off
with long-winded explanations of what's happening.
But he's like taking them like
I
to
wish
heart.
there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes
Should I
impossible
just listen
to
to it?
manufacture.
I don't want to
It
skip.
went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by
Oh, it
becoming
repeated.
it is. So
Okay. It repeated.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games.
Right.
Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather,
He
to
lost
all
me.
of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I
Yes.
start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least
They
change some
better.
of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
Right.
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
Starts talking again.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
What
it's
the
not
fuck?
Unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door
what
that
the
led
fuck?
into this room? I don't feel quite certain that there was one here before.
Where's the door
else
gone?
would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to... Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
It's been
You've
12
just been
hours.
frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room.
It's been
Stanley, the
12
door is
hours.
gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times.
Press it again.
Oh, Stanley, look back.
All the lights are
Back.
gone.
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Oh my God, it's been a
Or 2
week.
weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting
It's
here,
been a week.
not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, and you saying nothing.
It's been a week. Okay, how long is it now?
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about
plant.
us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place
year?
and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with,
Go on.
there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them.
Again.
Collapsed.
Narrator? Hello? Well, it's been so it was the year before. It was a week before that. So it's probably been like 10 years now then. Because it's going up by 10. So if I do this, it's going to be 100 years. Jesus, calm down.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs
could be going
down
up
review
by
and
every
make
6
all
months.
of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said.
Hello? So quiet. Again.
The end is never the end, 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 is never.
Why is he saying the slogan?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
I think I broke him.
Is never the end.
He's gone insane.
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
I'll end your suffering. Now what? Is he gone? Is he dead? Oh, what the fuck? Hello? Okay, now it's bright. So it must be years and years then, over time, because this won't grow up to be this high in like a few years. This is like 100 years at a time at this point. Okay. It's more destroyed. What the fuck was that? I'm good. Oh, oh. Oh no, what have I done? I skipped like 1 billion years or something. I don't... Hello? Can I just walk out? Oh, it's gone black. Oh, was that the new content? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. That can't be it, right? New content. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the RAMMY YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in part 2. Because I'll probably do 2 or 3 parts of the Stanley Parable Ultimate Ultra Deluxe Edition. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in part 2. RAMMY out. See you guys later.